I'm Britta and I'm going to show you how to make this cute little mousse. In order to make this mousse, I use raw sienna today and écru, some black, and a little bit of white. You always want to make sure that your work surface is nice and clean and that your hands are washed and clean as well. I'm gonna just take half of this block and just condition this. All right. I just have this little part, and then I usually try and figure out beforehand how much I would need, and so I use about 3/4 of a row to make a body, and I'm making a ball right now, and then shape this into like a drop, just putting my hands together like this. Make a little drop for the body. Then we're gonna make the legs, and I'm taking about 1 row of the clay and cutting it into 4 equal pieces and shape them into balls as well. And then I start making the legs. So I do the same shape, just a little longer than the body, and you have these little club shapes. Oh, I have one too many. That's the leftover from before. And so what you do is you put the bottom legs on first, and I just push them to the front of the body like this, and then I add the arms to the sides, and they kind of just lay gently on the legs like this, and you can flatten the front just a little bit. And then I'm going to make the head. I actually need a little bit more clay, about half a row. Alright, so I have a ball again, and I just very slightly shape that a little bit. So you have a drop again, but it's not so pointy. And then I just push into this and into the front, like shape the head, make it a little flat in the front, give it a little mousse look, I guess. So it ends up looking like this. And then I'm gonna take this, I think it's called an E-tool, and with the flat part, just push into the front and give it a mouth. And then I press this onto the body. You can also use a toothpick to just secure it a little more. So you would take like half a toothpick, press it into the body and into the head, and just place that onto the body. And then I use the tip just press 2 holes into the head for the antlers. That way they stay better. So I'm going to use the egg poo. Cut it in half. We have 2 balls again. And again I'm making, whoops, those little club shapes, and then I flatten these slightly. And then I'm going to take this tool and just press into one of the sides like this. You just go in twice and you have your little antler. And just put that antler right in there. And make sure they don't fall out. Try and prop them up a little bit. Pull them apart. And then I just take a very small amount and make ears. And just shape these little drops. And since they're so small, I just use my fingers to shape them. And then you put them like a little bit in front of the antlers. Turn this around so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. We end up like this. And then you just take a little itty bitty bit of white. And I usually just make a small ball. Just cut it in half. And that way you always have about the same amount. I always make sure they have about the same amount before I put them on, because you don't want to have loop-sided eyes. So you just put them on like this, and then you just lightly press. You just want to be careful not to smush anything. So, and then I take a little bit of black, and I pretty much do the same thing. I just take a very small amount. And it's really very small. So one is a little larger, so I just take that off. And I just put those in there. And presto. And here's little eyes. Right. And then I take a little amount of black, and you can either make little balls and press them onto the arms and the legs, or you can just roll out a little part and use some little cutting tools and just cut out little circles. So I make the bottoms a little smaller than a little larger than the top. I have a smaller circle for the hands, and I just put them onto the front. And I'll use the larger ones for the bottom. I have little hooves. Okay. And then I go in with this little tool and just kind of press into the top a little bit. Just make it a little hoop. Alright. So here's your finished mousse. And sometimes I make it as an ornament, so an eye pin in there, and I usually remove that after baking and just put a little super glue on it and re-glue it, and then you can put a string on it. Sometimes I also put a little scarf onto the mousse if I like that, or I tie a little ribbon around him. So here's the finished mousse.